Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Valerie, Hugs and Stitches. If you haven't been here before, I'm so glad you joined me. If you've been here and you've been following along, I'm so glad that you came back. Okay, so today we're going to do a special block. It's not a standard block, it's actually a couple blocks put together, and then I'm going to make a basket out of it. So if you're interested in that, stick around. So this is not my block. I am using a free block by Blue Rooster Farm, and this is what it's going to look like. She calls it her Bluebird block, and it's 8 inches finished. It's so cute. I've already made one. This is her QR code that you can just take a shot of. This is her website. I will link it below, but all credit is due her. She's so much fun to watch. I love all of her videos, and it's just so wholesome. Her name is Karen Hodge, and I had a lot of fun making this block right here. But I'm going to make another one to face it, so the beaks will be facing each other. And I'm going to put a heart strip above it. So like they're two bluebirds in love. In her pattern that she gives you, she does not write a pattern. She says she doesn't like to do that. She just gives the cutting instructions, and then she does a video on how to put everything together. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm not going to show you how to put everything together. We're just going to put the block together, and then I'm going to make my block with the two bluebirds and the heart, and then I'm going to turn that into a basket, and that's what I'm showing you today. So if you want to just make this block, definitely go to her website, which I've linked, and you can download this PDF and you can just make the 8-inch block. This is what she gives you. She gives you the cutting instructions, and she gives you this, the layout of the pattern, and she gives you one facing the left and one facing the right. So I have already made this one facing the right. So I am going to make the opposite of it, and it's going to face the left. Let me hold this up and see if I've made any sense to you. So they're going to look like this. I'm excited to do it. This is an adorable little block. Be cute to do a whole quilt with that. So let me show you what I am doing. I have already cut out all of my piecing. It's a lot of little pieces. I did not label these A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but I'm going to do that really quick. I've got my alphabetties right here, and this goes all the way A to J and then Z. She said she almost forgot that one, and then it picks back up at K and it goes to U. So it's almost the full alphabet. So I'm just going to pull a bunch of those out and label mine. I'll be back in just a second. I have all of my backgrounds over here and my body of the bird, and then I've got the beak and the breast and the wing all laid out over here. The very first thing that we are going to do is, she says that you're going to build this row, and then you're going to do this, 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 and this, and then you're going to put this strip on it, attach these two, and then lastly you'll put this one strip on with the beak. We are going to start right here with A and K. When I pull A and K, it looks like this, and this is lengthwise. I'm going to put it like this, and then I'm going to put this on it, and I'm going to sew straight across. Let me go do that. I'll be right back. I have sewn that. I'm going to cut it off about a 1/4 inch. I'm going to iron that. I think it's really important to be able to make sure that you've cut accurately and stitched accurately a 1/4 inch, or you're going to have some problems with making these corners and everything line up. I am using my 1/4 inch foot on my sewing machine. I'm hoping that that will go pretty well. It went really well with the first one. This next one, we're going to take the L and we're going to take a C, and it looks like that is just going to be a flip and stitch right there, and the same thing with a D, and I'm going to flip and stitch that. I'll be right back. And then I'm just going to sew this B on top of that strip, and then I'm going to sew these two together. Let me do that. So here we are with the first row. And we are moving on to this row right here. So I'm going to grab M and D. This goes very fast. And I'm going to put just a flip and stitch right there. And then this one gets a little bit complicated. So let me grab this. There is my D. I'm going to get T. This is the wing. And N and Z, which is going to be right there. And then you have O and Q. So I'm going to go stitch some of that. I'll talk to you about this one, but I'm going to put these two on real quick. I have done this, and now to make this side, I take this T and I don't put it this way, but I put it this way, and I have to make sure that I have it in the right direction here. And so I want this to look like this, and yes, that is the way that I want it to be. So I'm going to take my little marker pen and I am going to just see where that lands right here. Let me get that straight. And I just want to mark that right there because I'm going to draw a line straight across from there to there. Or I'm going to sew a line. You can draw a line if you want to, but that's where I'm going to sew. And then when I stitch that and I flip it back, it's going to give me this longer piece over here. Let me do that. You see right here, when I move that back, it's going to look like that. And there you go. That's what that looks like. So that's that bird wing. And then I'm just going to put this on. And I'm showing you that you can mark these if you want to, or you don't have to. Let me go stitch that. So here is this one. I'm going to put G on the end of that to make it long enough. This is the second piece to that. You can see right here, and now I'm going to make the R and the H. It looks like we're going to do the same thing where we take the R and the H and we sewn on differently. Let me show you how that works. To get this R and this H, so that's how I'm going to have to do it, is to just mark this right where that ends. And so this would be a line going from this corner to that corner. And then when I stitch that, it will look like that, which is exactly what I need. So I'm going to go and do that. Okay, so we got that straightened out here, and that's the next one. And then we just have I, which has no piecing on it at all. So I'm going to put these four together, and then we're going to do this last strip. Okay, so I've got these two, and now I'm going to sew that. When I open it up, you can see that these lines stitched exactly where I wanted them to be. So I'm going to go iron up. So we've got that wing, and now we're working on the very last pieces, S, J, and P. So here's my S in the middle, here's my J, and we're going to have to do the same thing with how that works out. Well, I got that on the very first try. So there's my J and my S, and then I have to put my P up here. Alright, so we are going to stitch this one on there, this block, and here is this block. Here we go. So the last one we're going to do, we're going to take this, turn this over, and then sew this on top. The last one we're going to do is this one. Make sure that this actually sits. So I've got these two together now. Aren't they cute? They're precious. Okay, so I am going to make a heart to go above the two birds. So I have made, these are 2.5 inch wide by 4 1/4 inch long, and I've made 2 of them. These are 2.5 inch squares that I'm going to sew on the corners right there so that it will look like that. And then I need 2 more of these. These are 1 1/4 inch, and so will the other ones. They'll be 1 1/4 inch also. I will cut some, and then I will put them in the corner like that. Let me cut these other 2. I have my strip of fabric right here. Now I've got all those. I'm going to go to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew these up real quick and iron them, and I will be right back. Here are my sewn. I could just sew these at the same time. So I've got these 2 heart hats, and I'm going to go iron them, and then I'm going to sew them together. This is the finished heart. I'm going to put a white strip here, and then I've got the heart. Then I'm going to put some strips on and sew that up at the top right there. And we'll be done with this look. I am going to take this. I just love it. I mean, I am thinking you could make several of these and put them into a quilt, or you could use this as a medallion for the front of the quilt and then do like some flowers and stuff around it. That would be adorable. Thank you all for watching the video. There is going to be a part 2 when I turn this quilt block into a basket. It's not going to be a little basket. It's a pretty massive basket with leather handles. It's really cute. Stick around and hit your notifications so that you can be notified because that video is coming right up. God bless you all, and please like and subscribe.